Rush coming down as well, too. Velzen.
They gotta touch that point.
No one on point. Orsted managing to get in there, but he's hacked by Courage.
And Orsted's not gonna have it.
It looks like we are going to have your Overwatch Tranquility first season champions.
Tranquility was born out of the constant toxicity that existed within the competitive Overwatch scene. I and my friends were playing together, and I suddenly started to notice that none of my friends wanted to play Overwatch anymore because playing in competitive and playing in quick play, in some circumstances, was also toxic. So I got the bright light idea. Why don't we just do our own thing? Why don't we just cut everybody out? The name Tranquility came about because I wanted to have something that tied in Overwatch, but also non-toxicity. We only had 12 teams to start. But those 12 teams have now evolved into, we're nearly at 100 teams. There are a lot of people that have very different reasons for being in Tranquility. There are people that want to have fun. There are people that want to develop. There are people that want to get better. We try to help all of those people play in the tournament and have a great time and have a great experience. So Experience Tranquility is really a true statement in that sense.
It's really a place where anybody can come in and they can invest their time and their effort, and they can just be a part of something that is so unique and special in this scene. You know, we can't say enough about all the volunteers that really help push Tranquility to what it is.
Generally, they're not looking for praise. They're not looking for any of those, benefits. No one's generally looking for money. Some people are, some coaches are, but for the most part, everybody's a volunteer.
I mean, a lot of people look at Tranquility, they look at the people in charge, they look at, Cavalier, they look at myself, they look at Thuggington, they look at all the old orange names at the top of the Discord list. But what really makes Tranquility shine is the people who are editing our videos, the people who are casting in our matches, who are producing and observing in our matches, things that really don't carry a whole lot of quote-unquote glory, and they're not being paid for this. This is all volunteer work. I think production is just one of those aspects that we've always tried to strive to be at the forefront of. We saw what other people were doing, we saw what we were capable of doing, and it made us realize that we had the potential to put forth a very polished and professional production. I've had a lot of people in the community come forward, they're younger, and they'll tell me, my parents watched me play in this, and they thought it was so cool that I was part of this, and we've been told by various organizations throughout the esports world, like, you guys have the best production level, the best, very professional, and that stems so much again from that volunteer effort. I mean, what more could be said about Booth? He steered our production into the modern era, and he took the bull by the horns and was just like, we're going to put forward the highest quality production we possibly can. It's to the point where people come to us because we can really build a resume for them as a caster, and people are growing. People are getting great paid opportunities because they got their start here in such a high quality professional environment.
Hi, this is Theodore Chin, the voice of Zenyatta. Just wanted to give a big hello to the Overwatch Tranquility community and congratulate you on 5 great seasons, and thank you for everything that you've been doing to make mental health care accessible to all, and to encourage you, if you haven't already, to donate to the Rise Against the Disorder fundraiser, because everyone deserves to experience tranquility. Take care.
Over the years, we've ended up raising so much money for charity. In its run, Tranquility has raised almost over $30,000 for charity, and that is such a remarkably cool thing. We found this organization called Rise Above the Disorder. It's a fantastic group. They provide mental health resources with a focus specifically on young adults and teenagers, and we've been blessed to have raised over $20,000 for Rise Above the Disorder. And on top of that, last season, in season 8, we ended up raising with a charity match donation for Project Hope. We raised $12,000 for Project Hope and the Hope for Ukraine campaign, which provided supplies to refugees there as well. And I have to say, like, this tournament is fun. Overwatch is fun. This community is fun. But the fact that we've been able to unite this little disorganized group of gamers to raise so much money to make just an incredible difference to so many people is it's really remarkable.
So in season 1, we basically ran it from gold to masters, 3,500, 2,000 to 3,500, and you would have to average out to a 2,700 or 2,650 team, which is crazy to think about now, but that seemed to make the most sense at the time. And it was one tier, like it was just one set of teams, so 12 teams. Then in season 2, we decided, okay, we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to go 16 teams. And the whole reason for that too was you wanted to have these lower end players, these gold players, or even plat players, play with higher level players so that they could learn and be coached and be pushed into situations and grow as players over the course of the season. Then in season 3, we decided, okay, we're going to split into 2 tiers. Which tiers? Well, Zenyatta's our mascot, let's make it Harmony and Discord tier. That seemed to make a lot of sense to us, so then we did what you see today, which is the 2,000 to 3,000, 2,650 average, and then the 2,800 to 3,200 average. Season 4, we introduced Transcendence tier, which was actually an uncapped tier when we first introduced it. The competitive level per season, it's really evolved to the point where even if I were to show this to myself 5 years ago now, I would be shocked how much it has evolved.
You know, the level of competition has been consistently growing, I feel like, every season. Even looking back at season 1, you started to recognize that some teams were taking it a lot more seriously than other teams. And you started to notice that, hey, there's actually a lot of people who really want to push this as like a more serious competitive environment. You know, going into season 2, suddenly the idea of, you know, having 16 teams that were in kind of a hotly contested, you know, tournament, it suddenly became a bit more of a reality fairly quickly. Suddenly, the amount of teams that were just going about their business casually pretty much disappeared at that point. And then now, here we are, you know, 5 tiers across 2 regions, 84 teams. Or pardon me, I should rephrase, pardon me, not 84 teams, it's now 86 teams, or 88 teams. It's just wild to think of how far we've come, and rather than having a bunch of teams who aren't really scrimming or just playing with their buddies for fun on a Wednesday, it's turned into something so much more, the competitive edge that people are seeking, the scrims, the practice. Suddenly, this little softball tournament has become something that is so much bigger because of really the time and investment that everybody has put into it.
Tranquility to me has really just been about the passion I've gotten to share with the rest of the staff here over the years.
The impact that Trank has had on me is gone way above what I expected. When I came into the league early 2018 and just starting to play with people, taking Overwatch moderately seriously, and seeing it blossom into this powerhouse of a community, and not just the Overwatch part of it, it's the friendships that we made. I have made some lifelong friends. I've made some fantastic connections. It's gone beyond a video game for me.
You just see different levels of passion throughout everybody, through the community. I mean, I don't think anybody for a second would think any of this would be here without the pure dedication.
What am I most proud of about Tranquility? In all honesty, the entire thing is, I'm proud of the entire thing. I am proud of the people that have come together to help make Tranquility what it is. I am one cog in that wheel. We just want to make sure, again, a welcoming and fun community for all.
Pretty near the end of the fight. Smug is gonna put a dead eye. He's gonna get anyone. Oh,
the huge
what
move
a
on the
play.
fantastic combo.
That was actually awesome.
They will be going under here.
I'm not sure what to expect. And, great pick. The fair is just going to be completely uncontested right now. Danto needs to find something right now. He may need to get a kill. But Gab just
with another one.
Let's both supports and he's going to get worried. Gab, can you calm down?
Gab, chill out. Chill out. This could honestly become the Gab show, or the all sources.
Exactly. He's going to go right in for it. He's just going to get moved out of the way, and a gigantic shatter and a gigantic high nuke. 4K. Fantastic work by Velzen. 5K. Can you give a 6?
Get the 6, Velzen. Get the 6, come on. 6K for Velzen.
They invested the barrage, the Maelstrom. They're not giving up an inch. They have their heels dug into this point. But Shimanzi gets 2 using the Dragon Strike. Another coming, he's gonna find a 3rd. Vitamin C coming onto this point. So aggressive, finds a 4th. Shimanzi gets 5. A full 6K for Shimanzi.
They're coming in really aggressively into the 100 batteries. There comes the bongos. It's High Noon. You see High Noon come out not finding anything from Crimson. We see Johnny Robot pick up Abe. Johnny Robot finds Impress as well. Johnny Robot on that Doomfist finds Crimson. That's 3 for Johnny Robot. Needle takes out Zeeble. Johnny Robot finds a 4th with Seb. And we are going to map 8.
Make that damage amplified by so much for 50 seconds left on this clock. There's not much time left for Uncommitted to hold on. The cart continues forward. Peters is going to be in for the touch. Koro up on the high ground here. Drops that meteor strike onto the cart. Bashiro not going to be able to find that kill. The amplification matrix drops for good measure, but it's just not able to do anything in orbit.
Matrix from Vela taking out 1. And Motivated out! Oh, but Vet looks to single-handedly end the playoff run. Trivico comes in, Sounders from both sides. Oh no, the duplicate knocked into it! Oh, what a massive charge from Vet! Now his team can push through. Holy Jalapeno sweep it on up! Overtime kicks down! Jalapenos take down Boop in the playoff!
Because you never know if the grab gets ult, so why, defeat 2 ults where you can use 1?
That's true. The beat comes in. Shatter! Big old shatter in from Blurs. The Dragon Strike gets 8! Flashback looking to see if they can grab that value. First pick coming in from Blood Hungry, and that hammer is indeed hungry. Shatter! Coming in huge from Blood Hungry.
Anti from Coke from Mooncake hits on the Toxic, barely able to survive until Derpy Shark hits the final rocket. And Big Bang Buccaneers now down one of their main damage dealers. They still have Phoenix just contesting the point here, and QB gets the kill on the Derp Shark. Coconut falls into the river, trying to red Derpy Shark. Oh no, and Toxic gets the rocket onto him. Toxic's just gonna be reigning supreme once again on this bar, and Big Bang Buccaneers looks like they're gonna be cleaning up this point.
Good for Double Dukes, but Zephyr has a pick on the laser and to a bomb. So Koak may be able to come in clutch with this on the back of some phenomenal work by Zephyr, who just got nanoed. The anti-nade coming in as well from Clown Dog was huge.
1 clean team fight if you go fast enough, maybe 2. As the wall already coming out. This isn't going to be clean in the slightest. That's going to be a little drawn out. They do manage to get Scorpion Cheese, does go down in and of that rotation. It's a shatter? Shatter? That was a shatter in less than 30 seconds. Spinor just going, woo! Just popping off right there. Pops the flex as well. He's been flexing on this team all game, and he continues to do so.
He's trying to turn this in the favor here for the side of Culture. Overtime is triggered. Turbo gets the nano boost here from X, who is the rest of these partners trying to hold off the offenses here. The amplification matrix comes out from Bobber, as does the bomb from Fuzzy, and it finds 2! Fuzzy might have just turned this around here for Culture, and he has! It's gonna be Culture going up 2-0 as we enter halftime.
Already been initiated. Noah has the barrage, goes in, finds 2, finds 3. Go on, Noah. You don't have to worry about shatter from Kitchen Wench. Eye of the Kitchen Wench. That didn't work so well. Karisu, though, does not care. Finds 3. Karisu just once again swinging this fight.
Using both of their windows to try and separate the members of both of their teams, but Strix start making the aggression here as you see flashbacks in that little bit of corner. Ooh. Shatter comes out from Optibot. It's a massive stun from J Ninja. Optibot lands 5 with the Reinhardt, and now flashbacks need to try and stagger it out, need to try to keep themselves alive, but all that's left is Coconut on the Lucio. He's not long for this world as J Ninja flash advances him back to the grave, and Strix will finish the map with 1 minute and 33 seconds in the time bank.
What does perfect even mean?